How do you set up a syncable passkey on something like 1Password, as well as a single device passkey on something like this Yubikey? That's a question that I'm starting to get a lot more. And so today I'm going to bring us step-by-step through the process of creating a passkey for your Amazon account. So as you can see here, I'm on our Amazon homepage, and what you're going to need to do is go into your accounts and click account here, and you're looking for login and security. Now, this is going to be separate from two-factor authentication, or what Amazon calls two-step verification, which unfortunately they require you to use your phone number at this point, and then you can also use an authenticator app. Unfortunately, you're not able to use a Yubikey as that second factor of authentication, so this is kind of a workaway around that. We're going to do a passkey. So I'm going to click here on set up, and we're going to set up. I'm going to show you the first way to set up a passkey, and keep in mind I have 1Password, the extension, installed on my Brave browser. And so if you don't already have that extension installed for whatever password manager you use, or even if you use something like iCloud, you're going to see how this gets set up. So if we set up, you can, because I've got 1Password set up, you see that it already comes in here, and I can do a new item on my Amazon account. If you don't have that, this is probably what's going to show up, and you can keep it on your iCloud keychain, or you can, since I'm using Brave, do it on the Brave browser. But let's try this again, and we're going to go ahead and use 1Password. So I'm going to save it here on my Amazon account. I'm going to click save, and that's it. I'll show you how to log in just a second, but that's how you set it up on something like that. I could do the same thing if we want to do it right here and click on this. I could do it on my iCloud keychain. And that is basically just going to keep it in the new Passwords app with iOS 18 or the latest version of your OS on Mac. So I'm just going to use my fingerprint to sign in, and that's it. Now I've got an iCloud keychain passkey for my Amazon account. Lastly, let's look at this Yubikey. If I want to do a passkey with the Yubikey, I'm going to click add a passkey. I'm going to make sure that I get to this, and I want to find this where it says use a phone, tablet, or security key. So in this case, I want to use a security key. I'm going to take my key, I'm going to plug it into my USB device right here, and then I'm going to tap that device. It's going to ask for a PIN. If this is the first time that you've ever set up a passkey on something like a Yubikey or any other 2FA key, it's usually going to ask you to create a PIN code. That is required in order to use the passkey. So I've already created my PIN code. I'm going to enter that, and then I'm going to tap again, and I'm going to say, yes, I want to allow this to use a security key. And you're going to see now we've got other. Unfortunately, Amazon doesn't allow me to rename this other so that I know what it is. But I always like to create a backup. So that's why I have a backup. Now, we've already technically got backups using the iCloud or 1Password. But I mean, frankly, I don't want to use my iCloud. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to add a passkey, my second passkey. So again, going back, I'm going to click security key, tap, add in my PIN, tap again, and click allow. And now I have two hardware-based passkeys and one syncable passkey on 1Password. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. Whenever I'm logging in, so let's go ahead and try that. If I'm going to go ahead and sign out, let's try that again. If I'm going to sign out of my account, then what happens is when it's time to log in, let's go to Amazon.com and say, let's sign in. You're going to see, since I have, there we go. Since I have 1Password, I can just click sign in with the passkey, and it will sign me in automatically like that. Now, I have two-factor authentication set up, so I'm also going to have to input my one-time passcode and sign in on this device. So that is how you create a passkey using either a password manager or some other syncable way like iCloud or Android, or the more secure way is to actually put it on a physical key. That is a single use. You cannot copy it once it goes onto something like this, which is why it's really important when I'm setting up a passkey for other, for a lot of these accounts that I'm setting up multiple keys because I want to have that backup in case something happens and I lose that key. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave those in the comments. I'm about to do a video explaining passkeys in a lot more depth, as well as a live stream that's going to do a lot of Q&A for most of the common questions that I get about passkeys. But this is how you set it up with an Amazon account, and I hope that was helpful.